Hunger Hollow. People love to retell strange stories, especially the kind that hint at something beyond the edge of the ordinary. Whispered on creaking porches, under flickering gas station lights, in the dead air of forgotten towns. These tales spread like mold on stale bread, slow, dark, and eventually all-consuming. In the heart of Ohio, buried between rusted-out towns and cornfields that seemed to breathe on their own, there was once a place called Ash Hollow. It's no longer on the maps. Back in the late 90s, Ash Hollow was still clinging to life. Freight trains rumbled through the nights, and the voice at the station rasped arrivals like it had a mouthful of ash. Dogs howled along with the semis barreling down Highway 62. A liquor store turned corner mart hummed with dying fluorescent lights. Blue-collar workers sat beneath flickering street lamps, sipping cheap beer and sharing stories too strange for the sober. The diner's jukebox played country hits from decades past, like time itself had forgotten to move on. Now, the station is just a skeleton. The tracks have sunken into the earth like dry veins. Only crows and lost travelers stumble through now. Houses are boarded up, but sometimes, only sometimes, you might catch a flicker of movement behind a curtain. Mailboxes stand like gravestones, the names on them long since weathered away. They say the land beneath Ash Hollow turned sour after the McCready mine collapsed in '64. 17 men buried alive. Only one body was ever recovered. The rest, folks whisper, weren't taken by the rock, but by something beneath it. Preachers tried to bless the mine. One vanished. Another lost his mind, wandered into the woods behind the old Lutheran church, and never came back. When the train stopped and the factory shut down, Ash Hollow didn't die. It recoiled. It waited. In the fall of 2007, Elliot Graves arrived in town. A researcher from Cincinnati working on a dissertation about post-industrial decline in the Midwest. The plan was simple. Some interviews, a few photos, then back to campus. He checked into the only building with working electricity, a decaying roadside motel tangled in ivy and mildew. The no vacancy sign buzzed for no one. Its lot was empty. The first day was quiet. He walked the overgrown streets, took notes, snapped photos of crumbling buildings. But that night, something changed. A scratching beneath the floorboards, like claws against wood. The mirror fogged up, though he hadn't showered. The old TV hissed. then whispered, slow and cold, like breath through a crypt. He blamed fatigue, solitude. But on the second night, he saw a figure standing by the tree line. It didn't move, didn't blink, just watched and waited. The few locals left in town avoided him. A woman at the convenience store crossed herself when he asked about the mine. An old man at the gas station muttered, "The Hollow's hungry again." Elliot dug deeper. In a dusty archive hidden in rusted drawers, he found a report. A local priest, Father Brennan, claimed he saw the ground breathe. It rose and fell like lungs, he wrote, and the air smelled like rotting flesh. On the fourth night, Elliot followed a trail through the woods, past an old cemetery where the miners were supposedly buried. But there were no tombstones, only fresh mounds and bones. The trail led to a sinkhole, once the mouth of the mine. A scorched circle of earth marked the entrance, as if something had clawed its way out. The wind screamed like voices trapped underground. Elliot dropped his flashlight. In the trembling dark, something moved. Slowly, patiently, as if it had waited years for him to come. Later, his notes were found in a car abandoned on the shoulder, far outside of town. No body, no phone, just footprints leading into the woods, deeper toward the silence. These days, Ash Hollow is just a legend. But if you drive the back roads with your windows down, listen close. You might hear a distant rhythmic knocking, like something tapping on metal, or breathing, or calling. And if your engine stalls near mile marker 39, don't get out. Lock your doors and pray the Hollow isn't hungry.